here is called a break-even chart. So what it shows is money going that way and the amount of output and sales coming this way. And what you've got here is you've got a line that represents your revenue, the blue line, and a line that represents your costs, which is the red line. So the revenue starts at zero if you don't sell anything. And as you sell more, the revenue line just goes up proportionately. The cost line starts here, some amount of fixed costs. That'll be things like rent, rates, wages, salaries, etc. And then as you produce more items to sell, your costs go up again proportionately. So what happens is initially, if you don't sell anything, you'll be making a loss because you've got no revenue. But as you sell more and you charge more than the extra cost of making and selling these things, eventually your revenue gets bigger than your costs and you end up making a profit. And it's called a break-even chart. And that's your break-even point there. That's the amount of output where you break even. Now, the interesting thing is, if you just made your revenue line slightly steeper and your red line slightly shallower, if you could, although I'm not going to do that now, but if you did, what you would end up with is you'll break even a lot earlier, and the gap between the two in terms of the profit gets a lot bigger. Now, just to show you how powerful this can be, here we have the starting point where we're charging £1,000 or dollars for whatever it is we sell. It could be a day's coaching and training. It could be, an item that we manufacture and sell. We're selling 200 of them, so therefore our revenue would be 200,000. We've got a cost of producing these things of 600 per unit or per day, so therefore our gross margin is 40%, the other 400 of the 1,000. So therefore we'd make 40% of the 200,000 revenue as gross profit, but we've also got these fixed costs here that I mentioned, and they're 40,000. So our operating profit is 40,000. Now, all I've done here is I've said, well, what if we could increase our average price by 10%? Now, that might mean we put our prices up, but it might also mean we do smarter things like we have different packages, we bundle in extra value, we segment our customers and clients so that we can charge more to some with a gold package and slightly more to others with a silver package, and then a normal price to the ones who won't pay those extras. So that's a way of doing it. So there's lots of ways we could increase our average revenue by 10%. And we also increase our volume by 10%. And again, lots of ways to do that. You could have better follow-up systems for your inquiries. You could target your ideal customer much more accurately in your marketing. You could improve your sales funnel to convert hot leads into customers and clients. Again, lots and lots of ways to systemize this. Now, actually, the 10% is really conservative because for most people, you could go a lot more than 10% in both those areas. And I'm not even looking at costs. We're going to leave our variable costs exactly the same, but what will happen is our gross margin will automatically increase because we've got a higher average price with the same variable cost. So our gross margin will go to 45.45% instead of 40. Our gross profit will go from 80,000 to 110,000, which is dramatic. However, because our fixed costs haven't changed, 40,000 still 40,000, our operating profit or our net profit goes from 40,000 to 70,000. So two lots of 10% improvements, which are extremely doable for virtually any business, produce a 75% increase in your bottom line operating profit. And you could go a lot further than 10% in terms of average price and in terms of volume. However, I'm just keeping that conservative. So you can see that relatively small changes in a couple of key numbers can produce a huge difference to your bottom line for a typical business, including yours in all probability. If you wanted to find out more about how that works, contact me or go to bernardkeavy.com and have a look at some of the videos on there, or send me a message. And if you want me to look at your numbers, I'll guarantee that I can find you an increase in your operating profit figure. And, I don't even need to charge to prove that to you. And then you can talk about whether you want to do anything to actually achieve that. But I can guarantee to be able to show you how you could increase your bottom line profit with this sort of analysis. Hope you found that interesting and useful. Thank you very much for watching.